right, Pico. Where'd you run off to?
You mean Pico? Let's try looking for some tracks.
I hear you have to wrangle yourselves a wild chocobo. Best of luck to y'all.
Bingo.
Yeah! Come on, y'all. Let's go bag us a chocobo.
Keep it down. When you're on the hunt, you don't want to startle your prey.
Prey? You know we're not here to kill him, right?
Yeah? Good bird.
just the cutest? Oh. You know, they are kind of similar. Totally.
What does he want now?
Do you think maybe he's still hungry? Sorry, that's all the food we had. But you know where there's more? Bill's place.
Back to the ranch it is then.
Come on. There's our guy. Nothing beats a little taste of home, now does it?
Not so much as a feather out of place. Got one healthy bird here.
Enough to ride?
Sure, though I wouldn't try till he's done eating. Once he's had his fill, though, I'm sure he'll come around to the idea, if we ask him nice. Ain't that right? I'll need to prep his gear and all that, so why don't you wait outside?
Hey there.
What a pleasant surprise. You do remember me, don't you? I knew you would. It was an absolute pleasure working with you in Midgar. Thank you again. Your invaluable intel allowed me to create so much materia. Detecting internal monologue. The hell's this weirdo doing here? I was created by Professor Hojo, you know. Though your thoughts could be read by any cyborg. But, to answer your question, I took a page out of your book and skipped town. Now, the whole world's my laboratory. Speaking of which, I have a favor to ask, if it's not too much trouble.
You need more battle intel.
That's the Cloud I know. Always eager to get on with it. But yes, though, I'd like you to activate some Remnawave towers first. They were originally constructed by the Republic of Junon, but were claimed by Shinra after the war. Since which time they've sat idle and untouched, just waiting for someone to put them to good use. The more towers you activate around the world, the more my processing power will grow. As will the area I can survey. I might even be able to construct a communications network independent of Shinra. How does that sound? You'd not only be helping me, but yourselves as well.
If we find any, we'll turn them on.
Wonderful. I thought you might say something like that. Let's get started then. See that tower? That's your first target. And this will activate it. As the tower is close by, allow me to accompany you. Here we are. Tower activation confirmed. Initiating preliminary scan of the grasslands. I'll ascertain the locations of fiends and natural resources. After careful consideration, I have devised a new name for this type of research. I call it World Intel. I hope you'll assist me in gathering relevant data by completing various tasks on your travels. In return, I will use the information you provide to develop new materia, quid pro quo. To summarize, I want us to become research partners. But before that, is there anything you would like to ask? These communications towers were built by the Republic of Junon in order to further their understanding of the planet. They scan for all manner of signals, which in turn reveal myriad locations of interest, such as long-forgotten ruins and rare natural phenomena. Should you happen to stumble across a tower, please activate it. I must urge you to proceed with caution, though. Feral beasts often claim these installations as their territory. Do you happen to have any questions about world intel and the like? With each piece of world intel you collect, you will also provide me with the data I need to develop new materia. What I ultimately produce, however, is for you to decide. I look forward to finding out what we can create together. Do you happen to have any questions about world intel and the like? With a special pair of goggles, you can do battle in a virtual arena, regardless of your real-world location. That's the combat simulator. Or my combat simulator, as Shinra developed the stationary models first. And fret not, it will never be obsolete. I'll keep it up to date with intel from unique enemy encounters. I will also endeavor to implement all of the summons once I finish analyzing the myths and legends surrounding them, of course. In fact, after poring over stories from the grasslands, I have finished implementing a new one, the towering colossus known as Titan. Engage him at your leisure. Do you happen to have any questions about world intel and the like? Which particular task would you like to learn about? Do you happen to have any questions about world intel and the like? In that case, I see no reason not to begin at once. With your activation of this tower, my analysis of the grasslands has already yielded some data. Though hardly substantial, it is enough for me to create materia. Which of these would you like? I wish you all the best in the long journey that lies ahead of you. And remember, you're not in this alone. Should you require assistance, just ask.
Hey, perfect timing. Pico's all prepped. But first, here, you just give that whistle a toot and your chocobo will come a-running. So, who here's never been on Chocoback?
I haven't.
Why don't we take a few laps to get you comfortable then? Come with me.
Welcome, folks. You're welcome back here anytime.
Here's where we get our birds in shape for the races.
What races?
The gold saucers, I mean. They're a big deal in our community. Won't find a ranch around here that doesn't compete.
So you guys race too?
We've been sitting it out since Mom and Dad left. But we're gonna get back in the fight soon and kick the tar out of one particularly nasty weasel. But never you mind all that. You just focus on the basics, like making sure you don't get thrown from the saddle. Why don't you try hopping on Pico and giving me a holler? This way! Okay, but how's about we stretch his legs a bit? Not terrible, but hey, now that you got the basics, it's just a matter of practice.
We can't thank you enough, Billy.
Oh, that reminds me. Y'all mentioned your flat broke, right? Then you might want to swing by Kalm again. Now that the troopers have cleared out, it's probably safe for you to ask around for work. Though, don't run off just yet. My sister's looking for help. Not sure what the trouble is. Didn't want to confide in me for whatever reason. Honestly, she hasn't been herself since Mom left. They did dang near everything together.
You want to lend Chloe a hand?
We need to move on.
True, but moving on costs money. We had fun helping people in Sector 5, right? Same deal.
What's up?
is currently on high alert.
I never would have guessed that Shinra.
Everyone, please. One at a time. Oh, I was starting to worry. I thought you were here to fix them. Never mind.
Yeah, we're more like demolition experts. So unless you want us to blow something up.
How can you make jokes at a time like this? It's downright distasteful.
Anyway, what's going on?
It's the Mako pipeline. It sprung a leak. I paid a wandering merc to patch the thing up. I certainly wasn't about to fiddle with critical infrastructure as a layman, though I thought I'd hear back from them by now.
A merc?
Yep, some hotshot from Midgard's Undercity, or so they claim.
Sounds like a pro we ought to get to know.
Oh, you'd like to meet them? Well, if you're that keen, would you mind delivering a message for me while you're at it? It's your standard Mako pipeline, really. Carries a portion of Midgard's yield straight to us. We'd be lost without it. Hence, my anxiety. We need it fixed ASAP. Our tank's got some left, but we'll soon be running on fumes. It makes me sick to my stomach to watch our supply slowly dwindle like this.
That's rough, man. But hey, good opportunity to wean yourselves off that poison.
Okay, now that one was funny. You will? Capital! Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Fritz Bellinger, the mayor here. I'm sure that mercenary is hard at work over at the warehouse outside of town. Mind asking them to give us an update on the repairs? A simple, it's coming along, would suffice. We're working as hard as we can to get the power grid back online.
But I think you're the only one who's made a name for themselves in the Undercity.
So you don't know who he was talking about?
Better start heading back. Let me get this straight.
Was here? In this town? Most Undercity mercs don't go bragging about being ex-soldier.
Extra bullets. A couple cans.
Let me know if something piques your interest. You be careful out there.
Hey, Dad, have you heard of Queen's Blood?
Sure thing. Reactors are terrible for you.
So, let me get this straight. Rufus Shinra, the new president.
If Avalanche really is here, where do you think...
Breaking news at this hour.
What? Hey, mister.
Some say.
Awesome. That's good. The name's Vash, and I could really use your help. Truth is, I bungled a Queen's Blood match. Hard. So, not only did my ego take a licking, but I lost a card near and dear to my heart. What I'm getting at is, I think you'd be able to win it back for me. The Chocobo and Moogle one. It's rare. And the one high value. It was the only thing getting me through the daily grind. I mean, the bullshit I have to put up with at this job. The fights, the late nights, the drunks, and that slimy bastard. He...
Breaking news at this hour. Avalanche, terrorist group responsible.
Hey, I get it. I'm a bartender too.
Security forces performed a thorough sweep
You
of
are?
the town, during which
So
time
then
it
you
was
know.
placed under a temporary lockdown.
So tough, it
As
can
of this
be.
report, the suspects remain at large, though public security is confident they
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
local insurgents are
But first, I gotta make sure I'm putting my baby's fate in the right hands. Mind if we go around?
encouraging residents with any information to step forward. Information which
Just let me know when you're ready to play. I'll be here.
First thing. Something good has to be in store for me after suffering.
Damn.
Who knew there was so much?
You know, I thought Kalm was some hick town in the middle of nowhere. Surprised.
Why don't you just stick to regular bars for now?
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a soldier and fight bad guys. So I gotta start training hard now. Better start heading back. The plate fell? They can do that? Our candy uses locally produced cherries and chocolate. Free samples available. We've got Midgard style too. Very sweet.
From here, Midgar looks the same as ever. Hard to believe it's facing an unprecedented crisis. Even if we don't live there, it affects us all. There has to be something we can do to help.
Right. That's all super important, I agree. But can't we just, like, hold hands and be romantic?
Look, I drew Midgard. See? Very nice, dear. Now come on, let's head home.
You won't find anything like this anywhere else. I guarantee.
The scent of flowers and the
Barely had time to squeeze in a nap. We were so busy. Oh, it ain't well enough. One day's done.
Need something for the kids? How about a handmade wooden...
I heard this avalanche is tearing Midgard to pieces. The players here are so frail in comparison to this majestic wall.
You know, I thought Kalm was some hick town in the middle of nowhere.
The rising star of Kalm. Don't miss.
Okay, good on Cody.
It's Avalanche's fault. We're
You won't find any meat cheap.
Welcome. Feel free to look around.
All the essentials are
Need something for the kids? How about a handmade wooden doll? All natural. Made for everyone. Guaranteed.
They're as sweet as can be. All with 0 calories.
I tell you, the whole town will be stinking hot.
receptors are terrible for nearby.
The tank allows us.
I see you've made your way back to Kalm. This town's bucolic atmosphere and charming architecture have made it a popular retirement destination for former Shinra employees. And now that I am here, it is not difficult to see why. Any questions about World Intel? Don't be shy now. If you still have questions about World Intel, please ask away. In certain remote areas, fragments of planetary wisdom have coalesced into crystalline forms. Though the knowledge contained within them is vast and varied, one subject is of particular interest to me, that of summons. If you were to analyze the crystals in my stead, thus extracting said knowledge from them, I can use it to enhance our materia. If you still have questions about World Intel, please ask away. Do you happen to have any questions about World... I wish you all the best in your ongoing hunt for World Intel.